Welcome into Onorato Company. Mike Tyson. Everybody knows the name in the Capital Region because this is where he started his professional boxing career. And in honor of that, our guy Anthony Constantino, the CEO of Sticker Mule, is putting on an incredible night of fights. The Mike Tyson Fight Night, Saturday, July 23rd at the Empire State Plaza Convention Center in Albany, where it all started for Iron Mike. Let's bring Anthony in. He's a friend of the show, and we'll bring in one of the fighters of that night as well. Anthony, man, it's good to see you. Before we get to Corey Norman, how did this all come together?
So we're good friends with the Cage Wars guys, and believe it or not, we thought we got bored doing stickers and hot sauce and other stuff. We decided to launch our own social network, which we just did 2 months ago, and we said, what better way to kick it off than with Mike Tyson? So the Cage Wars got the connection, and we worked with them and hooked it up, and we're bringing it live streaming to our new social network called Stimulus.
Yeah, it's incredible. Okay, before we get to Stimulus, because I have a couple of questions I want to ask you about that. The fights itself, you know, as you're kind of picking and choosing and making sure matchups are what you want them to be, are you thinking also Iron Mike is going to be ringside for some of this stuff? We want to make sure we're putting on a good show.
Yeah, I mean, that's all Cage Wars. We put that all in their hands to figure that out, but they put together a great card, a Pro-Am card. It's going to be really exciting, but, you know, having Mike ringside adds an extra level of magic to the event.
Yeah, that's incredible.
How can you turn out? He's one of the few living legends in the world today. I mean, there's not many other people of his caliber around.
Yeah, I mean, this is an easy sell, $54 to get in to see the fights that start 7 o'clock on Saturday, July 23rd. Let's bring in one of the fighters here. He's 7-0, and it's Corey Norman. Corey, man, it's good to have you on the show. Thank you for doing this with us on Newschannel 13 in Albany. When you hear that you're going to be on a card and headlining a card that Mike Tyson is going to be at, what goes through your mind?
I mean, honestly, I've just been trying to kind of focus on, you know, the meal in front of me, and that's my opponent, and just trying to, manage that in small bites. The fact that, Iron Mike is going to be there is just kind of, gravy on top of that. So I appreciate it. And it helps bring more eyeballs to, the Amis and, more eyeballs to the pros who are making their debuts. I'm going to be one of them. I appreciate the fact that Mr. Tyson's able to actually kind of give back to the community that has given him so much.
Obviously, you've got to keep a day job. What has your training schedule been like in order to get ready for this fight in a week?
Pre-weight cut, I'm about 3 a days. So I'll wake up in the morning. I'll do my regular routine as far as body weight or run or whatever, and then it'll be conditioning, strength and conditioning in the afternoons, and then skills training. And then since I've been doing my weight cut, it's been, a little bit more intense, just trying to kind of crank out all those gallons of water that I got to do to be able to make 205.
Is there any, not trepidation isn't the right word, but is it, as you make your
trepidation is a good word.
As you make a professional debut, what is that like? What do you expect the step up to be like?
Oh, I think when I hear a lot of fighters talk about I'm not scared of anybody or anything, like I don't know how they do that. I'm terrified before every single fight, and the amount of fear that kind of goes into this is I don't want to get my ass kicked on national television. Sorry, I don't want to get my butt kicked on television. Good. But that's all that. But I mean, it's healthy. It keeps me sharp, and it's one of those things that keeps me realistic as well. And at 37, I've got to be realistic about my limitations and the things that I need to be aware of and the things that I need to work on. And I think that if people go into something and they're not afraid, I think that kind of overconfidence can blind you. So I appreciate the fact that I do experience that and that I do go through that. And I think it's honest. I think that the people that try to goad themselves into thinking that they're not afraid is delusional.
Anthony, we've talked on this show before about fights, maybe not so much about stickers. I've been to the new gym in Amsterdam. I know you guys are pumping out hot sauce like crazy.
Which is so good,
is,
by the way. I had some on my eggs the other day.
let me tell you something.
Really
My
good
wife
for
puts
breakfast.
it on everything, even mac and cheese. She loves it. Absolutely. I know this is such a passion of yours. When you get an opportunity like this, even running a business as successful as yours are, do you ever pinch yourself and think, man, we're on the verge of like doing some really big things here in the capital region? You're already doing them, but even
Sure.
the step up can even continue.
Yeah, some of it seems unbelievable. I mean, I didn't think we'd be working with Mike Tyson on a pro MMA event, pro amateur MMA event. So, yeah, you could say that's true.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. CageWarsMMA.com, best place to get tickets. Stimulus.com, best place to watch it if you cannot actually get to the convention center on Saturday, July 23rd. Corey, what is that you're drinking there, man?
It is water with some B vitamins and a little bit of caffeine.
Okay.
So I'm working on this is my first gallon of the day. I've got to get one more in after that.
All right. How much do you focus on your opponent as opposed to you just going in with the approach that you want, making sure you fight the fight you want? Are you worried about countering, or are you just worried about, hey, this is who I am and how I enter the cage?
I mean, it's a dance. It's trying to figure out, the best way to, keep it all balanced. And it's trying to be as versatile as I can be. What I know is that in the places where I need to be strong, that I can be, and I can drag it into the deep waters if necessary. It's kind of like putting on an Ironman suit and just kind of figuring out which way to make it work. Eventually you'll find a way and give it time, and it's like Novocaine, it'll work. But as far as like focusing in on what my opponent's game plan is, I mean, everybody wants to win. And so it's just trying to find the best ways for him to do that and then taking that away from him.
Okay. Again, it is Saturday, July 23rd. Corey, we'll let you go, man. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us here, and good luck Saturday night. Anthony, hang tight, man. I want to ask you a couple questions about this new platform you've got going and how people can access it if they can't actually be in the building. But Corey, good luck in the pro debut, man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it so much. Have a good one.
That's Corey Norman going to be part of the Cage Wars MMA event, Mike Tyson's Fight Night. Stimulus.com. Obviously, you've spent some time on social media, or you've had people tell you about it. You know what type of atmosphere it can be. How long was this a process for you where you thought, you know what, let's try to do something better for people to interact digitally?
Yeah, I barely use social media. I started using it a year ago, and I found it terrifying and frustrating. And I don't like to talk for no reason. So after complaining for about a month, I talked to our CFO, and she said, if you think you can do a better job of this, why don't we try? We got the resources to do it. So we spun up a team. We've been working on it for about a year. And you're right, like social media is terrifying, and there's a lot that can be done to fix it. And as a designer, I could see the negative incentives built into social media, and I don't think that they're taking the heat they should be taking. There's a lot of stuff that goes on social media where the social media companies try to blame people for bad behavior, but the incentive structure on social platforms is negative all over the place. And then they say it's almost like a puppeteer saying, go do these bad things and we're going to reward you with attention. And then they say, oh my God, humanity is horrible. Look at all these terrible people. And so we're building a new network that's trying to be more fun and happy and uplifting, and we're removing all the negative incentives, trying to build more positive incentives. And so far, the results have been great.
That's great, man. As I was reading about it, right, you're not talking about promoted ads in social media space. In fact, you are going to reward companies, right, for not targeting people that way.
The two biggest things we're doing, and there's lots of micro decisions that companies like Twitter made to encourage people to be negative. So there's no one thing, but Twitter has negative incentives all over the place that encourage negativity on the platform. We don't have any of those. We're intentionally designing positive incentives. One of the most important things is everyone's verified. You got to operate as a real person. There's no bots. There's no fake accounts. You can only be in the system once. In fact, we ID verify people to get onto the platform, which is a bit of a hurdle to get in, but it gives you assurance that you're not dealing with phonies. And when people operate under their real name, under their real identity, they're naturally nicer. When you go to a bar, there could be controversy in a bar, but the level of controversy, even in a bar atmosphere with alcohol, is a lot less than the level of controversy on Twitter, where it's just pure nastiness because people are operating under fake IDs. And you could imagine a bar filled with people in masks, how bad it would be. It'd be terrible. And, so first step is we got rid of, fake anonymous accounts. The second step is the incentives on Twitter are to be provocative, to be nasty towards one another. They reward that with attention in the algorithm. Our algorithm doesn't do anything like that. It rewards generosity and kindness and positivity and, and fun. And I think fights are a lot of fun and sports are a lot of fun. So that's why we saw this opportunity to get Mike Tyson on the platform and do an event with him. And, we had to say, no, everyone has fun. I've been to a number of Cage War events and they're always a good time. Sports events in general are a good time. So we're focused on fun and happiness and positivity, and the other networks are focused on nastiness and it's really sad what they've done to themselves and to their companies and to the world. Really, I think people are starting to see it now.
Yeah. Look, I hope that this absolutely takes off. By nature, I'm a little more positive than most people.
You're a very positive guy.
Cool.
We spoke a little bit, but I can tell you're a very positive guy. Yeah. Go ahead.
Did you see an opportunity to, or did you have a desire to have a platform? Obviously, you have other websites, but a website and a platform that was going to be conducive to live streaming events? I don't know how often you plan to do.
No, our plan
like
wasn't to get into live streaming. Our plan was to do something happy and positive and uplifting and build something. We see a lot of problems with the existing networks not being really great for economic activity. Like Twitter's a big scam when it comes to brands getting on there and marketing themselves. They're all on there accomplishing absolutely nothing. So, our goal was to build something positive and uplifting. We think helping people engage economically is positive and uplifting. Everyone needs to make money. The live stream was just something we couldn't say no to. I mean, when Cage Wars came to us and said, "Do you want to do something with Mike Tyson?" We had to say yes. So I think live stream's fun. We did a lot of work to bring it to the platform. It's going to be in a pretty done in a pretty impressive way. So that wasn't our original vision, but it fits with our goal to have something, do fun and uplifting things.
Yeah, true.
Again, who could say no to Mike Tyson?
No, well, yeah, you better not say no to Mike Tyson,
right.
and also don't provoke him on an airplane, as we recently learned too. Yeah, not a wise move. You're doing great things in the area. I know, specific to your home area of Amsterdam. Continued success, man. I'm glad we get to catch up every now and then, and thanks for taking the time here, Anthony.
Thank you. We'll try to keep surprising you and doing more fun things in upstate New York.